Dear Dad, I miss you. I just wanted to start off saying Happy Father's Day, and I love you. Even though we are miles apart and have been for some time now, I still remember the last time we met. It was in Cloudsdale, and you took me to my favorite restaurant, the one that Mom never liked. But you would sneak me out there for every special occasion. I remember you took me there on my 8th birthday and gave me that Wonderbolts jacket. Speaking of the devil, I still have it in my closet. I know it's way too small for me now, but every time I see it, it reminds me of you. I remember that night you took me out was special, even though it was neither my birthday nor yours. You got all dressed up because you said only a classy stallion could have the privilege of taking me out. Really, Dad, you had to go all out and get a suit and tie. Every pony was staring at us, but I didn't care. It made me laugh. That whole night we spent talking about life, our accomplishments, our goals, and the past was quite possibly one of the best nights of my life. So, I guess, thank you. We talked about all those times you would take me out late at night, high up in the sky to see all those stars. And those were amazing. Mom was always mad when she learned of our late night trips, which only added to the fun. Or the time when Mom and I teamed up and pranked you on April Fools. Now that was the best. Every year you will always get us so good. We just decided it was time for us to win an April Fool's prank war. You were picking pie out of your mane for hours. That was great. I fell over laughing so hard that Mom thought she might have to take me to the hospital. That was great. Or the time you took me to my first Wonderbolt show, that was quite possibly the best day of my life. I still have that old trinket laying around somewhere. How could I ever throw it away? I am still a little bitter from being woken up at 6 a.m. to leave for the show. You wouldn't tell me why you woke me up, so I didn't feel like moving. But once you showed me those Wonderbolt tickets, I got myself somewhat up and working. You took me out and we watched the pre-show and post-show performances. And during the main attraction, I remember you looking up to the sky and saying, one day you're gonna be up there, flying with them. And I will. I just got done with the Wonderbolt Academy, and I hope to be hearing back sometime soon. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for that. I wish we could talk about the past all day. All the good times we had with Mom. That last time we met was great. I wish we could do it again. But I know you're busy in Philadelphia with your job. I know you can't really get off work much, and you have to make ends meet. I understand. I only wish you were closer. So maybe on a day like today, I could give you a big hug, and we could just talk. I miss you, Dad. I am sorry. I'm not trying to guilt you into coming back home. It's just hard. Living without you and Mom, it's tough. Having that support around for the first 18 years of my life, and losing it all, it's tough, but if any mirror can handle it, it's this mirror. Because I'm a Dash, and I can do anything. You taught me that, and I will never forget it. Well, it's Father's Day, and all I've done so far is talk about the past and our time together. The point of this letter is to say thank you, Dad. I love you. You were always there for me when I needed it, and when I didn't think I needed it, but I really did. Flight school was tough on me. Many ponies didn't understand me, how I worked, and what I wanted. And they thought that I was just mean or rude, but you knew me, understood me, and loved me. Some of these ponies still think the same things today, and they don't like me still. But what do they matter? I am who I am, and that's all I can do. And if they don't like that, I'll bug them. Whenever I had a rough day or tough time, you were always there for me, with words of encouragement and laughter. When ponies annoyed me, made fun of me, or talked about me behind my back, you were always there. Something I took for granted at the time, which I would like to say thank you for. I never realized what I had till I lost it. I love you, Dad. I am sorry for all the pain I caused you and Mom. I only wish I could go back in time and stop my younger self from doing the same things. How you put up with me, I don't understand to this day. And I love you for that, Dad. All the times I would leave home, run away, disobey you, get in trouble, cause damage, you always met me with open hooves, taking me back. You said there was never a mistake large enough to be unforgiven. Even though at times I thought I had accomplished that. The stunts I pulled when I was young. I realized I put a great deal of stress on you. The numerous visits to the principal's office. I was so foolish back then, Dad. I am sorry for any problems I caused you and Mom throughout those years. All the fights you had over what to do with me. All the strain on your relationship with Mom. I only hope I could fix those. I remember that one time when I pulled that huge prank at school. It almost got me expelled. I had the principal yelling at you from all the way down the hall. Somehow you managed to keep me at school. I would have expected any normal pony to snap at that point, having to put up with all my tricks. But you didn't. You walked out of that office, trotted down the hall towards me, and you said, "Come on, Dashi, let's go home." You put your ring over me and we both walked home, where you were met with more yelling from Mom. I am so sorry. You're not a normal stallion. A normal stallion would have broken in that situation, and you didn't, and I love you for that. You're my dad, and I love you. Being a little older and mature now, I look back on my mistakes and truly see what you really meant when you said you will understand later. And Dad, I do understand now. All those tough decisions you've made for me, whether I like them or not, they were always for my benefit. Not always yours, even though I always thought they were. All the sacrifices you made to support me, to really make my foalhood the best, and give me the most of any opportunity. I realize that now. And I wish I could do more than just say thank you. I wish I could just say something more. Give you something more meaningful. But I can't. I can only say thanks, Dad, for everything. I have my own life now, my own friends, even my own house. It's scary now that I think about it. I'm not a filly anymore. I have responsibilities and promises to keep. It's tough when I think about it. You are no longer around and have your own life to live, as I have mine. I only wish you could be here with me, being a part of my life like you used to be. That's what I really want. A chance for us to be together again. Father and daughter versus the world. I would give almost anything to come and live with you in Philadelphia. But I have friends in Ponyville, and I can't leave them, Dad. I have a life here. Ponies to report to. I want to leave, but at the same time, my life is here. I just saw the other day that a manager position for the Philadelphia weather team has opened up, and one of the most important weather jobs in all of Equestria. It pays more, and I would be with you. We could live together, you and I, just like old times, I guess. I hear the weather team is also one of the best Some Warner Bros. Having worked on it before becoming superstars. Every pony wants that job. I don't know a pony who doesn't, but I can't leave my friends. They depend on me, and I depend on them. Dad, I love you, and I hope to see you soon. Sometime very soon. You have meant the world to me, a father which every pony will be jealous of. And best of all, you're my father, no pony else's. I miss you, Dad. I love you. And I hope to see you soon. Happy Father's Day to the best dad in the world. Sincerely, your little Dashie.
Rainbow Dash signed the letter by the nickname her father had given her when she was just a little filly. Something he was sure to like. The mirror carefully folded the letter, making sure to fold only perfect creases in the paper. She reached across the large oak desk, grabbing a letter filled out with the Philadelphian area code. Daisy slid the letter into place, licked the gross liner of the paper, sealing it shut. The letter was flipped over, laying right side up. Rainbow looked down, reading the address, making sure it was correctly addressed to a Mr. Dash, resident of Philadelphia, the city that had so wrongfully taken the Equestria Games from Cloudsdale when she was young. The Pegasus let out a sigh, looking across the desk to some paperwork, tossed aside while writing the letter. She reached over, pulling it back into her and setting the paperwork right beside her freshly sealed envelope. Eyeing up both, her mind spinned, reading the title of the paperwork. This would change everything, go against everything she stood for. Her life would be changed forever, something she didn't know she could go through. It was for her father, the most important stallion in her life. Rainbow looked down upon the paperwork, flipping through the pages, reading each line carefully. If she were to do this, she would have to do it wholeheartedly, not something that could be done on a whim. The years of being separated from her father were catching up to her. All the time that had passed without them seeing each other or talking face to face was growing on her. That stallion, far, far away, was her father, the pony that raised her, loved her, always and compassionately. A pony who was much more than a simple stallion, but something greater. Dash picked up a pen, ready to fill out the form. The tip of the pen meeting the paper, ink already transferring from writing utensil to the sheet. But she couldn't go any further than that. Something was stopping her, deep down. She threw it away, causing the small tube to spill out ink over the wall. Her eyes quickly filled with tears of what she had just attempted. Rainbow stood up, her chair flying out from under her, while she adjusted herself, wiping away tears from her face. Her hooves buried in her face. What she had just done, what she had just thought about doing. The mirror ripped open one of the drawers of the desk, causing a thud as it slid out of its casing. It was empty, only full of dust collected over time. With a little whack, the stack of papers hit the bottom, causing the dirt particles to fly out. As quickly as it was opened, the Pegasus threw the cubby back in, ramming it back into where it came from. She closed her eyes once again, new tears having already formed around the corners. The emotions of the day overwhelming, remembering her whole life to this day, and summarizing it into a letter. The pain from being away from her beloved father having taken its toll. Dash picked up the letter and exited the room, shutting the door with a bang. Inside the desk was something out of the ordinary, something she would never think of under normal circumstances. So much against her character and everything she stood for. Paperwork that would forever alter the course of her life. A couple sheets of paper holding perhaps the biggest decision of her life, but all for a good reason, to be with her father once again. Atop the front paper in bold font stood the words, Philadelphia Weather Patrol Application.
Support me on Patreon and Ko-fi, links in the description. Thanks for listening and be sure to subscribe. Good night, every pony.